Okay, today I want to share something with you before I start anything. A few days ago, I was in the 7-Eleven and I saw three men begging. And I asked the first one, "Why are you begging?" He said, "I have a problem with my knee." Okay, that was a good excuse. I let that slide. I asked the second one, "Why are you begging?" He said, "I have a problem with my arms." Oh, very good excuse. I let that one slide. And I asked the last one, "Why are you begging?" He said, "I got a problem with my head." And I was curious, with your head, how do you know you got a problem with your head? He said, "I can't think well." And that point, I knew that was just so funny and silly. But here's the thing, I just laughed at it. I said, "Wow, good one, good play, good play." But here's the thing, that incident put me on a pause while I was driving home. I said to myself, is it really true that people must beg, or people must just fold their arms when things are happening to them? Maybe life happens and then you give up. And then that reminded me of a good friend, Wade Green. Wade Green is my man. And one thing I like about Wade Green is he operates even on a higher velocity. What I mean is, Wade Green operates on frequency 88.9. I don't know what that is, but you can just feel the brother. I service Wade Green. He is my client, and whenever Wade Green wants to pay me, he pays me twice the price of what my regular clients would pay me. That was how I knew Wade Green is a special person, and that is why I said, I gotta hook this brother on my show. I want him to share with me, and not just me, but you, how he's been able to navigate through life. I want him to share with us how he's been able to do something he loves so much. And do you know what that is? He's a dancer. I figured that out. I said, no wonder. I know there's something up in here. So I want to introduce to you Wade Green. All right, the deaf dancer of all.
Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
Right, Wade Green is a very humble guy, and I like that. He's very humble, but this guy got money.
No.
He got money. Look at what he's wearing. Look at all this stuff. He's looking so fly.
Hard work gets there. So.
All right. So now today is about Wade Green. I want Wade Green to tell us some things about him. All right. But firstly, I would like Wade Green to tell us, who are you and why should your listeners care?
Thank you. Well, my name is part of my story, Wade Green. My family calls me Wade, and it means that I have a story to tell of my upbringing, my life. And the reason why at a very young age people gravitate towards me because I am naturally deaf. And at the time when I found out I was deaf, I didn't realize that it was a blessing. So I thought it was a burden. I thought it was a curse, something that my family had done wrong. But my name and who I am and how people are drawn to me is because of how I tell my story as a deaf artist, as a deaf professional dancer. So for the last 18, 19 years, I have been telling my story of how I can inspire the world as a deaf Black male dancer. And so far, it's been amazing.
Pretty amazing. I can tell from his smile. Guys, it is pretty amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. And I like the way his gesture. So when you see him moving his hand, he's talking to his friends as well. He signs a lot. He's good at American Sign Language. So Wade Green has a lot of followers, and they're mostly signers. They're good with sign language. So when he's talking and he's signing, just know he's talking to more than just you, all right?
Right, yeah.
Right.
I actually wanted to add, I first learned to speak when I was 10. So before that, it was all sign language.
Wow.
So I would communicate every day in sign, and my parents didn't know sign language, so they taught me how to speak. And I'm grateful. I think there's still some work that needs to be done, but as long as we're able to communicate in different languages and in any form that's universal, things will work out beautifully.
Yeah, right. That is it. Like, this is really inspiring. So I don't know who's watching this or who is listening to this, but there's something Les Brown said, and why I normally talk about Les Brown is because he's a driving force for me. All right, he's a soldier of, I call him a soldier of truth. Les Brown said that most of the things that are keeping us down are those things we think we really need to get what we want in life. And some people out there, they think that because they are blind, they are deaf, and they should give up and they should do nothing with their life. They should not follow a dream, chase a dream, aspire, inspire, and just dream and find a way to bring their dream to life. Wade said, no, I'm not that guy. We rocking this thing. But tell me, Wade, you said you were a dancer, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So how long have you been dancing?
Well, I've been dancing since I was 8, so I say almost about 18 years.
Wow.
18 years. They were not easy years, but worth it. I'm still training today.
Wow.
Every day you're learning.
Every day you are learning. Wade Green, write that quote down. Every day you are learning.
You're learning.
Underneath, Wade Green. That's a new quote from Wade Green. Hey everyone, this is Alex Mason. Like you already know, Alex Mason podcast. And I am in the Lagos Barbers, all right? Please, can you show them the Lagos Barber? Right, back to me, please, back to me. All right, so this is an African barbershop in the DMV, Bladensburg, 5458 Bladensburg, all right, Annapolis Road. So if you are an African in the area, in the DC area, in the Maryland area, Laurel, and you want to get a haircut, braiding and anything like that, this is the right place to go. I want to show you inside. Come on with me. All right, great. So this is inside the barbershop. Like I said, it's an African barbershop. They're really good. This is where I get my haircut. If you want to get a haircut, you can come here, 5458 Annapolis Road, Bladensburg, all right? You can go on Google and look for Lagos Barber. You're going to get it, all right? You're an African, you're black man, you're American, or whoever, you want to get a haircut, just look them up. You see, they're all certified barbers. You see them professional, cool haircut. And it's really a nice place, all right? It's really decent and clean, all right? So, I mean, don't forget the name, Lagos Barber. All right, thank you, Alex Mason.
I've been I've learned ballet, modern, tap, hip hop, and African dance.
Wow.
And I excel more in my African culture.
Okay.
And my ballet techniques.
Oh, great. I mean, you might be curious what kind of dance it does. Now, let's play his dance. You watch it out, and then we'll be back, all right?
Yeah.
You saw that video. Now you see dance, huh? This is what called professional dance. There's money in the room. That's what the big guys listen to and watch. You know, they don't watch too much, you know, they don't watch too much jumping. They watch guys or dance that has a big meaning, a huge meaning attached to it. And that's what he does. He does the big dance. All right.
Yeah.
But tell me, now I know you were deaf, but I know you listen more, because someone told me that those who listen with their mind are those who listen more. And I know you listen more. How have you been able to, firstly, is there a challenge attached to your mode of hearing and the dancing? Is there a challenge surrounding that?
Yeah. It was very challenging in the beginning, because at the same time, I'm still learning myself how to absorb information, how to really hear you as a deaf person. And naturally, most of the people read lips, but it's a skill that you have to polish every day. But as a dancer who focuses on empathy, emotion, and to understand someone's feelings, I focus on your body language. I focus on how you speak to me and how much effort you want to make sure that your story is told to me. It could be, how are you? Good morning. Do you really mean it? Does your body, want you to know how you're doing? And that helps me understand you better, or anyone who wants to have a conversation with me. So it's all about the body language, how you present yourself. And so I believe not just with lip reading, but I feel with my heart and our aura, we'll be able to connect. And there's no way you can misunderstand someone. It should really take the time to just focus on one person at a time. There's no rush, there's no hurry. And if things are rushed, that means it's just not your time to understand something. So I think that's why I was able to have a good relationship with you just for a while, because I was able to learn day by day on what we mean with our business, our work, and with our passion. And I connect well with that. So it was never a problem to misunderstand you or to feel a disconnect.
I see. Now, some of you might be wondering, I mean, he said he's deaf, but how can you hear Alex? So wait, how can you hear me?
Well, I wear a device called a cochlear implant. It's a magnetic device that goes to the side of my head, and it works through sound waves. So the sound wave goes into my device and it goes into my nerves, and I'm able to hear things around me. It's not 100%. I'm not a hearing person. I still need years of training to be able to hear everything. But this device is something I use on a good day. I don't always use it. I can still take it off and still read your lips and still read your body language and understand you. And but sometimes when I want to hear music, or when I'm around my family who do not know sign language, I do put on the device, and it does help me with lip reading and hearing at the same time. So, but yeah, it's a small magnetic device called a cochlear implant. Cochlear implant, and many deaf people, with technology that's advancing in this generation, more and more deaf people are thinking if they should have one or not. And it's not for everybody. There are those who just want to be naturally, without anything, just being naturally deaf. And there are those who want to be able to have the benefits of hearing sound and feeling sounds. And I like to think that I can do both. I can feel the sound waves around me as well as hear it. So I think it's a blessing in a way.
Do you mind sharing, if someone is cool, interested in getting something like this for himself? Do you mind sharing how they can go about it, like how they can, at least a basic process to get it?
Yeah. So I got this when I was 8 years old, and every deaf person needs to test just how deaf are you? Like what is your level of deafness? And things have changed over the years, but if you are hard of hearing, you are more eligible to get a cochlear implant. But that does not mean that you will be able to hear sounds just as much as the next person. You might still be completely deaf, or you might hear some, or you might excel to hear really well. It just depends on the training that comes with it. So most people who receive the opportunity to wear a cochlear implant starts from a very young age, a child, a toddler. Because as you get older, you go through years of training to be able to pick up sound around you. And it's not something you can learn overnight. It's the same goal for speaking. You have to start at a very young age. So most people who are over the age of 20 or 25 do not receive a cochlear implant because you're already past in time to go through another 20 or 30 years to even learn how to hear. So you have to start as a,
really young. Now you see, at least you've learned something on my podcast. If you haven't subscribed to my podcast, why? Why haven't you subscribed? Now I just taught you something new that you can literally hear, even if you're deaf or you know someone who's deaf and they're really young, you can train the person, you can help the person to start. Why can't you subscribe to my podcast? I mean, check it out for yourself. But wait, so you're on social media, right?
Yeah.
So how can your listeners reach out to you, see your dance, see your work, and follow up with you on social media?
So I post a lot of my art and my dance videos on Instagram and Facebook. So on my Instagram, you'll find me, I'm under Deaf Dancer, but it's not DEAF, it's DEF, because I like to be Def Jam,
like a Slick Daddy.
Yes. So it's DEF Dancer 1 on Instagram. Facebook, just find my name, Wade Green, and YouTube. It's also Deaf Dancer, so you might find some old videos of me with my dance company. It's still in the making. It's called the Wild Zappers. That's WILDZAPPERS. So I dance with a group of deaf people, and we sign songs and we dance with them at the same time.
Okay, so now what is the plan? What is your big plan for your dancing? What is the goal for your dancing?
Yeah, so this is something I've been thinking about for years. So what I really want to do is travel around the world and meet different deaf people who have their own skills. I want to recruit those people and form my own personal dance company.
Okay.
So the world views deaf people, blind people, people who are who might have less senses, they view them as less than, disabled. You can't do this, you can't do that. You're deaf and dumb. My job, my goal is to recruit these people and educate the world that we are just like you, that we can do what you can do, maybe even better. But that's going to take some journey, that's going to take some hardship. I'm going to have to meet people and convince them that what they may have been raised to believe is not true. Because I am a prime example of being deaf, being a dancer, and succeeding in that. So yeah, let me travel the world, find all the right people, and form my company, and just, hopefully be on TV and just keep exposing people that we are here. We want to be seen, we want to be heard, and we invite you to be a part of this. Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. That is the motivation on its own, all right? If you're out there, you're looking to do something inspiring, something to motivate you and motivate the people around you, firstly, you need to subscribe to Alex Mason podcast. Secondly, you need to check him out. He's working on a project. He wants to bring people together. People are ready to do this work, who are ready to make it work, all right? Who are ready to forget whatever you've been told about. You can't do it, you're disabled. He said, no, that doesn't matter. You can do it. You just need someone to show you how. He did it. I mean, the first day I met him, I didn't even know he was deaf. He was talking to me, Alex, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good. He said, you doing good? Yes, I'm doing good. I probably felt like the deaf one then. I'm doing good. He said, okay, I'll see you. We're going to see you again. I was like, wow. And later on, I discovered I was there. I was curious. How are you doing it, man? You communicate so good. And he said, it takes a lot of work, but if you put your mind to it, you're going to do it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. When we first met, I liked the fact that he had no idea I was deaf.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, and thank you too for being on my podcast. I just feel like this is the best podcast I ever had. It feels so natural, and most especially, I feel inspired. Every day we go out doing our business in life, and we don't know how blessed we are. We don't see how less challenging we are. We capitalize on whatever is going on in our life, and we don't just see the advantages we have, and we don't just see things we're not going through, and we just keep complaining about what we're going through at that moment, which is temporary, and we forget that there are people who are doing more work to get to a point of greatness, to get to a point of achievement with more effort. You understand? What he's doing right now, I'm telling so many people won't do it because of the work that is involved. I don't know what it's like to be a deaf dancer, but from what he said, it looks like it's a lot of work, and he's the main man. Yeah. Thank you very much for being on my podcast.
Thank you.
I'm really looking to invite you to my podcast some other time, so we can even talk more, and I can see the progress on your stuff, on your dance, and probably I'll be talking to you when you're in Paris or you are in France, recruiting people, working with people. And thank you very much. This is Alex Mason Podcast. You already know. I mean, if you have something you want to share, you feel like you have something people should hear, you have a business that you think you want the world to know, and you think Alex Mason Podcast can host that for you, you know where to reach me. You have my page. You can just hit me up and say, hey, brother, and I'm going to hook you up. All right, then. You have a great one. Stay tuned to Alex Mason Podcast and search for the Deaf Dancer.
Man.
Bye for now.
Thank you.